Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back to a last-minute video for VEGA. I'm at least good enough to record now. I'm feeling much better and whatnot, as you can probably tell. Still dehydrated, still tired as always. Working on the dehydration thing. I have a bunch of empty bottles next to me to indicate I've been drinking water. Yeah. So, what I want to talk about today isn't the event that's ongoing, because I hear the targets are a little bit terrible, and by terrible I mean I had people messaging me in Discord telling me to not bother hitting them unless I'm using elite stuff, so I don't know what their problem was. But I'm not using marks in the first place because I got sick and wasn't able to fully build up the fleet of them, and then I lost time so I couldn't even fit what I did have, so yeah. Sickness! Woo! It sucks. What I did want to do was cover the patch notes today, and that's what I'm going to do now. So, first off, I want to start with the new upcoming vessel. It's called the Caustic, and it's a debuffer apparently. And, well, that sounds like a terrible idea to me because we only have 6 ships per fleet. Yeah, it wasn't updated. We still only have 6 of them per fleet. And we already have the greatest debuffer of all in the game currently. Shield bypass and increased health damage. Boom. No, literally. The NPC vessels just explode with that combination because there's not much they can do to counter it. Unless they're the Ajax 2.0 with its glitchy, buggy behavior, because I swear they changed the behavior at one point, because before there was no bypass because it acted exactly as an Ajax did. In the original Ajax, they gained complete resistance to all damage types with the exception of Blight. I'm pretty sure the Ajax 2.0s were doing the same thing until they suddenly became susceptible to bypass damage, but then something happened somewhere along the lines and they were reversed so that they were completely immune to the damage again. So when they activate the overdrive, they can't be damaged or something like that. I've been out of the loop for so long, it could be changed like a bunch of different times, but it's just a waste of a vessel. They didn't put any thought into it. It was literally just a copy of the Ajax, and that was just stupid in my eyes. See everybody, I'm trying to stay hydrated. And yes, this video is going to be mostly unedited because I want to keep it short for the most part. Next up, snowball fight. Skipping that. Okay, kickside giveaway. One quick thing to say, if you're a new player, it will help you. It'll give you stuff you don't have. It'll give you vessels you may not have, resources you may not have, a bunch of different things that could help you. And if you're a veteran player like me, or a bunch of the other people, or maybe a coiner yourself, which is above me, it won't do anything for any of us, because it's most likely not going to give us anything we don't already have. It'll give us lower tier stuff that we most likely already have. Resources, which, as we can see, I don't really need them. I've been sick and I've been able to continue building stuff this entire time. Resources are never an issue. So, moving on once more. Upcoming events. Can I just skip reading these? I don't need the exact dates of the events, as everything major starts on a Thursday and ends on a Monday. Boom! Just like the NPC vessels before. Okay. Moving on once again. New features. What do we got? Claim the Spectre Caustic and exploit your enemy's weaknesses. Okay, newsflash, again, just like before, shield bypass and boosted damage to health. Best weakness in the game right there, and all it takes is arcs. Alright. Their mark upgrade targets are... That's going to be a video for another day. Hopefully tomorrow, provided everything goes as planned. Next up, a beam weapon. Now, I don't mean to say that a weapon is terrible before it's released, but aren't beam weapons a disruptible weapon type that can't really do much if weapon disruption is present in a fleet? Here's the problem with that I see. Due to the development team being able to change anything they want within the NPC fleets, they could give every single vessel weapon disruption. I don't trust them anymore at this point with how long I've been playing the game and seen stuff change like that. So, I'm negatively calling that one out, and because PvP-wise, if you have a carrier, which I wouldn't recommend unless you're just using it for the field and the spawns, because the squadrons are, well, I mean, they're the next subject, as you're going to find out. If you have them like that, you can disrupt the beam weapon. So again, one useless weapon disrupts another one and makes it useless. So you suddenly have two useless weapons on the battlefield. That's great. Whoever thought that making useless weapons in the game was a good idea, I'd like you to do everybody a favor. Stop suggesting weapons and start looking into the actual features behind them, such as in the case of Squadrons, as you're about to find out. Because next up we're talking about the Pursuit Squadrons, and let me stop you there before we even actually talk about them. Squadrons haven't been updated in years, so pushing the same thing that continues to give subpar performance is a mistake, and it needs to be stopped in favor of actual progression in the ways of Squadrons. Behavior hasn't been updated, they haven't changed how they interact in combat, how they interact with shells hitting them, how they interact with missiles hitting them, and things like that. And the problem with all of that is it leaves a very, very negative taste in your mouth. Because at times, you could have them all spread out and go different ways, and all get shot down. They could all go to the same target and get shot down. You could have a fleet around you, and they could be assisting you, and the weapon fire coming off of the NPC vessels could destroy them. Magically. Again, it's all stuff that needs to be updated, changed, or it's all backline coding and whatnot. So giving them weapon disruption, kind of pointless, because they're still not being updated up front where they need it. Speaking of updating, onto the Decay Revenant. I'm just going to skip this one because my experience with the Revenants is this. I farmed up 6 level 2s because I wanted to test them. And I spawned them in combat, and they died so quickly that I didn't even get to see what they actually looked like. And they have like the base health of a fighter, and they died in the blink of an eye. So either there's something bugged last time I used them, or the NPCs are hitting like freight trains, and our ships are a lot more durable than what we lead them on to believe. But yeah, we're gonna move on. And next up, harness the power of crowd tech to send the powerful. Wait a second. This is just that snowball thing made to sound cool. And all I have to say is no. You don't get to sound cool because you're just a snowball in space. And to put this in perspective, if I'm still correct about stuff that's going on in space, it's a sub-zero atmosphere, so if you eject water from any vessel with a contained atmosphere, it'll freeze due to the interaction with the water molecules moving around the sub-zero temperature. It'll just freeze. It'll turn into ice, so you don't even get snow. So, that seems a little stupid. Give me just a second here. Okay. Next up we have Adjusted Workshop Inventory. This I can check out. Unless I click it and the game crashes. Okay, so we've got all the newer stuff up front. Yeah, it's the boxes are lower, and all of the newer tech and stuff is up front. Now, why do I not have any tier 9 reusable items? I don't count these because they can be used on more than tier 9, and I only have these two and this one. These two, it's a hilarious story behind them. I needed event points, and all the targets I wanted to farm were being taken by other people, so I chose a different target. That's the only reason I even have these. And they're kind of pointless as a spawn. I don't know why they exist. The Chase Phantom's like 100 times better. And the respawn, the 2 of them being deployed at once, it's just better. And then I farmed up a Inferno Squadron because I wanted to see how difficult it was to farm it up. By the way, I don't think it's worth it, because all you do is you get an increase of 25% charge disruption and whatnot. And again, they have the same issue that the other ones had. If they get hit once, they just disappear. So, again, not really useful at all. And finally, oh, we got something good. We can now disable the high-level target warning in our settings. Yeah! And that's all of the notes I want to go over today. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, edit it just a bit so it's at least presentable. and get it published. First video in what, 11 days? That's not how I want December to go at all. I want to get something out each day. I want to get something fun out each day. But yeah, as with what happened, I got sick multiple times, so yeah, that sucked. But thanks for being patient, everybody, and thanks for joining me in today's video. Go ahead and comment, and let's get talking about the Let's talk about the patch notes and just get everything rolling in general. And while I get everything back into the swing of, I'm so tired I can't even think straight. I'm going to actually end the video here. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Be safe out there, my pack. Happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.